Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a playthrough of Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition Remastered, which is of course the new mod that I ported from the original Rome Total War to Total War Rome Remastered, of course with a lot of help from A. Howell 11, the head of the RTR project. So RTR Platinum Edition was one of the first sort of total overhaul mods for Rome Total War, and it's a real classic, so I felt it deserved a nice port to Rome Remastered. So let us actually play as the Romans here and try to recreate the Roman Empire. Alright, so as you can see, the Roman Republic starts out pretty small here. Actually, the start date of Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition is 280 BC. Actually, there was an issue in the first version I uploaded as the port, where the start date was 270. It's actually 280. So, in any case, I have pushed a few patches in the past couple days since release, and now the mod is in a pretty good state, and I am happy to consider it essentially complete. So let's get this party started. So we've got a couple of rebel cities to our south here, so let's besiege them with our available forces. Let's get as many of our guys as possible out on the field of battle here. Of course, since the start date is 280 BC, that means that you've got Pyrrhus in southern Italy here, so we've got to take down these independent Italic tribes before taking out Pyrrhus's army. So let's utilize our agents to see what's going on here. So as you can see, Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition combines Epirus with the Greek cities here, so it says the Greek cities, and you've got Pyrrhus as the leader of the Greek cities here. So now let's do some construction. So as you can see, even though a lot of the buildings have vanilla style effects or are essentially vanilla in a lot of ways, there are a lot of buildings where the building times are changed. The barrack system is completely different, right? So we've got Roman citizenship in Rome that provides us with recruitment and units, whereas the supplementary barracks are, as you can see, supplementary, right? So you do need them, but they are supplementary to the sort of main barracks chain. So now let's go for, well, we don't have too much money. We don't have an income at the moment. We actually have a little bit of a population crisis here, since we have just historically just expanded into Campania here. So let's work on our population growth. So let's get traders. Let's construct traders, and then Capua is actually ready to grow. So let's go for Governor's Palace in Capua. And then in Rome, let's go for, well, Rome usually needs aqueducts, correct? So let's go for an aqueduct in Rome. So now I think that's pretty much everything I want to do. I'm out of money. So yeah, let's end the turn here and see what happens. Alright, so here we go, and the rebels at Corfinium have decided to sally out, so let's take them down. And as you can see, all of the original loading screens and everything are present in the game. Everything, the videos, the faction defeat videos, the mod intro video and splash screen, all of it has been ported successfully. And yeah, I think this is probably a good omen for ports to Rome Remastered. Now, Chivalry, which was the first mod I ported, that was a real tough job because it was not only a total overhaul, but it was also a total conversion. So right now, Rome Remastered has, I believe, 5 ports. You've got Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition, you've got Chivalry, which I ported. You've got Lord of the Rings Total War Remastered, which was just released. You have Avatar: The Last Airbender, And there's, of course, the unofficial EB port, which has its own problems. And I think that's pretty much everything that's been ported. I'm probably forgetting something. But I think that's a pretty good list. And, of course, there are a bunch of other mods, ports in the works. So please stay tuned. There's a lot of news coming for Total War Rome Remastered. So, as you can see, here are our troops, our Roman forces, our general's bodyguard, our velites, our Italic spearmen, which look particularly nice. And we've got our hastati, of course, looking good. I have to say, I feel like the units of Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition translated pretty well to Total War Rome Remastered, and especially with the upscaling that I was able to do with some difficulty. They look pretty sharp, all things considered. So let's get our troops into formation here. We've got our spearmen in the center, which is good. So let's get our velites actually in the front to sort of skirmish, and we can put our faction leaders' cavalry on the flanks. Oh, we've got some enemy cavalry coming from the right flank. So you know what? I'll have my other cavalry move there to the right of my main cavalry force, so we'll kind of flank them. So now our velites have to get into position and try to sort of soften up their Italian spearmen. All right, there we go. Okay, so Italian spearmen. Should we move against the swordsmen? No, I'd say leave these guys in guard mode in the center, and then our other troops, our hastati, etc., will flank them. So let's charge down the hill at that Italic cavalry. Principes, I'll have them hit the Italian spearmen, and I'll have our swordsmen move into a flanking position, our ally swordsmen. And our hastati are going to supplement our troops there. In the center, they're charging with their Italic swordsmen at our spearmen. They're throwing javelins. Okay, hastati, get into a good position, hit those spearmen. And we're going to flank those guys. Let's get these guys out of guard mode and hit these the cavalry in the center. Okay, so we're hitting this enemy force pretty well. They should rout soon. And our other cavalry is actually here. Let's get him out of guard mode, chase him down. Oh, our general is in serious trouble. I gotta get him out of there. Actually, the enemy's routing. So, general, actually go take him down. Oh, we won. We won, and the siege is pretty much over, so let's just end the battle. Not worry about losing our general, like I always do. And yeah, we got out of that with our general intact. I'd say that is a victory. As you can see, the loading screens of Rome Total Realism, like, you know, some people have mentioned that the loading screens of Chivalry have not aged very well, so I should update them for Remastered. But I feel like the loading screens of Rome Total Realism Platinum have really aged pretty well. So that is nice to see. So let's occupy Corfinium. And our enemies in Paestum are coming at us, so let's take them down too. And yeah, as you can see, you know, I don't think they look dated at all. They look pretty nice. The style kind of works. I do wish everything wasn't so sepia in the mod, but that's just the style of Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition. That wasn't my idea, but I think it looks okay. It's got its own sort of style going for it. Please let me know what you think of the style of Platinum Edition. A lot of people really like it, and a lot of people don't, actually. But, you know, since this mod was essentially one of the original total conversion mods back in the day, it has garnered quite a bit of respect for that sort of status. So, in any case, let us, and I guess by extension, you could say it's one of the first total conversions for Total War Rome Remastered. I mean, you've got Imperium Surrectum, but that's not really a port. I guess I wasn't talking about ports. But anyway, let's get our troops in here. I've been thinking of making a couple videos for Rome Remastered since we've got a large catalog of mods now. I'm thinking of making a top 10 mods list for Rome Remastered, and then making perhaps a top 5 ports list. Of course, I think there's only 5 ports maximum, so at least I have enough to make a ports video right now. Okay, so we've got Italian cavalry again coming from the right-hand side, so I'll get our cavalry up to the side there. Our velites are going to soften them up, and our spearmen are right behind, and our swordsmen are ready to sort of do some flanking maneuvers. We're going to keep our hastati sort of at the edge here, just in case the cavalry decide to do a charge and I'm not ready. So let's have our infantry... Actually, no. Hold back, hold back. Those are just skirmishers that are trying to annoy me. Okay, they're coming at us. So let's move to a flanking position. And let's have our hastati hit them. We'll have our principes hit the spearmen at the center, and our other principes will flank their other infantry. Yeah, I guess we'll just hit their skirmishers there. Take these guys out of guard mode. Alright, so that's looking good. Let's... Oh, that cavalry already routed. Well, we got a really good charge at them, and they're not as good as our Praetorian cavalry here, our guards, so we're actually in a pretty good position. So let's have our guards actually hit the spearmen from the flank, take them down. I have to say, I really like the look of these units. A lot of people aren't huge fans of the Platinum Edition look and units, but I think the units look pretty nice. These are, of course, the Webbird units, which are also utilized in other major mods like Darth Mod. So, yeah, I think they look pretty nice. You know, some people prefer the color coding, but there are other mods that preserve that if you prefer such a thing. Okay, we got the enemy general. So, what unit of theirs is not routing? Ah, the spearmen. I should probably flank them here, and that would really help my cause if I could do that. Okay, and they routed. Let's end the battle because our general is alive and the town is about to surrender. Oh, by the way, the other thing that has been ported is the soundtrack, the original Rome Total Realism Gold soundtrack. So you'll see that they kind of blend in with the vanilla tracks. The vanilla tracks are still in there, most of them. So these just sort of supplement the vanilla tracks, and they are really nice. I really like them, actually. I think it's one of my favorite soundtracks for any Rome Total War mod. I wonder if I should do a list of my favorite mod soundtracks. It has to be, you know, Platinum Edition, great soundtrack. Chivalry, of course. Well, Chivalry soundtrack is mostly not unique. It's a lot of medieval Medieval 1 stuff mixed in there, so that, I guess, doesn't count. Europa Barbarorum has a really nice soundtrack. End of Days 2, great soundtrack. A Bronze Age mod has a nice soundtrack as well. Okay, so we've got Paestum. Let's occupy. Okay. New family member, that's good. And we've got, so there was a weird UI bug. When I first ported the mod, it had to do with a particular file from the original that I had to change a little bit. So yeah, and all of that has been patched, so everything should be good to go here. So we've got our spy here taking a look at what the Greeks have in the south. So, there's actually Rhegium, another. Oh, by the way, I skipped a few turns because nothing really happened. And the Greeks actually peaced out. So I can actually go for Rhegium here before going to take out the Greeks, and I think that might be what I end up doing. So let's get Publius Lavinus here. And our Hastati troops, I guess we can leave some Velites as a garrison. And we can move down to Rhegium and take it before the Greeks do. That would be nice indeed. So I want to get my spy back here to the ships, and I want to go check out what's going on in Greece and in the east here. And perhaps in North Africa as well, see what Carthage is up to. So actually we've got a pretty good surplus here, so that is nice to see. I guess what I'll do is I'll... well, there is Etruria up here. Eritium is under rebel control, so I'll take this other army I've got and I'll move them up to Ancona and Rome. And I'll get my troops from Rome here, my extra troops, take them to Quintus, and we'll move against the Etruscan rebels here. We've got more than enough troops to take them out. And then there's Umbria here as well. It's under rebel control. The Gauls are up here in the north, so we don't have to worry about them just yet. Do we start out at war? No, we are neutral, so that is fine. Okay, so let's end the turn here, and let's see what comes up here. Alright, so Amulius Coruncanius has come of age. Our diplomat Sextus has had his path blocked. That is fine. Oh, and I also fixed that text error. Whenever there was a path blocked error, it said city grows, so I fixed that as well. I thought I wouldn't be able to fix that. That was an annoying one. So here, of course, we've got the Illyrians. And it's really nice to have them because they are not, of course, in Vanilla Rome Total War, but they would have been a pretty nice faction to have, I feel. Let's see if we can ally with them. An alliance would not be a good thing. How about just trade rights? Okay, they wanted trade rights. How about an alliance? Okay, fine. Just trade rights is fine with me. Okay, so let's get our troops down to Rhegium. And let's get our troops up north here to Eritium. Okay, so when we have another battle here, I will come back to the video. Okay, so the Greeks have betrayed us here. So we're in a little bit of a bind. We don't have enough troops in the south to really beat these guys, to beat Pyrrhus's army. So I guess I will, do they have siege engines? It doesn't seem like they have siege engines yet. So I'm going to get Publius. out of here. Yeah, let's get him out of there. And let's move against these Greeks here at Corfinium. And let's keep Quintus at Eritium, because I really do want to get another city there. So let's actually do a siege assault. So let's get a siege assault here, assault Eritium, take it, and then move Quintus's army down to relieve the siege of Corfinium and to give us enough troops to take out Pyrrhus's army. I guess you could say the sort of a settlement, maybe the unit loading screens don't hold up as well, but the city loading screens hold up quite nicely. They have a good classic vibe. Of course, settlements look much more enhanced in Remastered, but these pictures of the classic ones look pretty good as well. Okay, so let's get our troops in order here. Oh, wait a minute. This is not a... Oh, what do you call it? A sally out battle. This is a siege assault, so I gotta get our troops in there. I really don't like assaulting, so it's just not something I'm accustomed to. But when need be, it has to be done. So let's get our troops into position, our velites into position here, soften them up a bit. And let's get our general in to support the troops. Ah, there's this morale circle at the top. I actually don't like having that. So, where is that? That's this one. Okay, I turned it off. One thing about Remastered is you can turn off a lot of things you don't like. So that is nice. Let's get our troops into position here. And assault the gate.
Our soldiers have reached the gates with a battering ram. Our soldiers are at the
All right, so the gates are pretty much done.
The enemy gate is down. Our battering ram.
And let's get our swordsmen in there to kind of push through. Actually, not the swordsmen. Let's use the principes to push through initially, with some help from the hastati.
Show no mercy.
And we'll have our allies kind of push through the flanks. And our velites will soften them up here, hopefully. And I'm hoping our allies can sort of come through as a flanking force once we kind of push these guys back a bit. It's just your standard Italic troops, so we should be able to handle them here. Keyword is should be. But as you can see, battle balance in Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition is pretty nice. It's battles are slower than vanilla, but they are not slower than other mods, right? They're pretty average. So pretty similar to maybe the Darth mod balance. And morale shocks are still in play. It's some of the best battle balance I've played, for sure. So let's get our spearmen in here because that cavalry has come into the fray. And they're kind of pushing our hastati back. So hopefully our spearmen can kind of get a bonus against this cavalry. Our principes are pushing against the swordsmen. So that's pretty good. Where's our general Quintus? Should I get him in there? Oh, okay, we got the cavalry. That is good. Should I get Quintus in here? Probably not. They have hoplites, hoplites here, so I don't want to get my general mixed up in that. You know, my general always dies, so I have to be extra careful. Okay, these hoplites are tougher than the average italic unit here. So actually what we can do is get our general. Okay, we got their general. Will that cause a morale shock? Not enough of them have been defeated for that. Let's get our general to kind of push back their Italian swordsmen so we can actually flank more quickly. Our Hastati are taking a bit of a beating here. But they did take out that enemy general, so that is nice to see. But yeah, the hoplites, there's a lot of them. And they're pushing against us. So let's get our principes, actually. No, let's get our general to hit these guys. And our Hastati. And our spearmen. And our auxiliary forces. Okay, they are routing. They're all routing. Let's get our troops in here. Hit that cavalry. Enemy troops, so they've got skirmishers and hoplites. So let's get our principes and Hastati to the square. Cavalry's escaping, unfortunately, but we got most of the hoplites, so that's actually okay. So our spearmen here should go hit that cavalry. Fighting in the street here, we should be able to take out that cavalry pretty easily. Get them to rout. That one swordsman has escaped our Hastati. Alright, so we've got our skirmishers there. I did take out their general, right? Yeah, Dimnos, he's done. Okay, so with our general, let's actually flank these guys. Okay, come on, Principes and Hastati, let's do what we gotta do here. Let's actually set up. With the new remastered pathing in pretty much most settlements is a lot nicer. As you could see, I was able to set up our cavalry decently. Let's keep our general back as we charge into the back of these hoplites. Actually, that was not a good idea. Okay, so let's get our general out of this settlement square here, the plaza. Okay, let's set up our Hastati on the side there, and our other spearmen as well. Let's get them in there. Okay, so we are actually doing okay. We're not losing too many troops in this bloodbath in the center. Now let's hit these hoplites from the side with our Hastati, and we'll hit them with the Praetorian Cav. Keep the general back. Charge in there. Their skirmishers are almost done, so that's good, and then they will stop sort of buffering the hoplites. Our general is not doing great. Let's get him out of there. Please don't die. Okay, we got him out of there. That's good to see. Okay, so let's fast forward here, and that should be the end of that. Okay, so we were able to take down the Etruscan troops here in Eritium. And we didn't lose too many troops. couple hundred. We probably lost a little more than I wanted. But now we should be able to move against the Greeks in the south pretty well. Okay, settlement captured. Let's occupy. So we've got to repair the walls now, but I don't have enough money. That's okay. We actually... Oh my goodness. So we have to keep our troops here, at least most of them, because the Gauls have a bunch of troops up in the north here. So we're in a bit of a bind in that regard. But when our southern army takes down this captain's force, then we've still got Pyrrhus's troops to take care of. As you can see, we've got Epirot Phalangites, Hoplites, Thessalian cavalry, elephants. Yeah, so we're in a little bit of trouble there, but we should be able to handle him. Okay, so let's get our spy onto our fleet. And as you can see, Carthage is making moves in Sicily, as they should. Again, the AI is much better than in the original, especially when it comes to not really multi-front wars, but fighting in islands, things like that. They're a little bit better at that. Okay, so Corfinium is still under siege, but it can hold out a bit longer. Okay, so let's end the turn here and see what our next battle is. Okay, Corfinium still under siege. Quintus has gained a trait confident commander. Yeah, our income is actually quite good now, so we can actually construct things. So in Eritium, let us repair the walls, and let us go with Roman Auxilia Phase 1. So as you can see, the Auxilia is what's important here. So the Auxilia is the first phase of the barracks here, the recruitment system. Once you have Auxilia, then you can actually upgrade the Auxilia further until you have access to Roman citizenship, and it really depends on the faction, right? Every faction has a little bit of a different Auxilia and an end game there. So actually, I would like to construct the Auxilia in our southern provinces there, but I don't have enough money, so I'll just go with Rhodes in Paestum. So now let's go take out the Greeks here. So once we take out that captain's force, Pyrrhus is still down there in the south. I'm not really sure what he's doing, but yeah, that is standard stuff.
Reinforcements have arrived, but are they in time?
So let's get our infantry. Are they retreating? No, they're setting up in a better defensive position. So let's get our troops deployed there in the front. Let's get our skirmishers to just annoy them in the front there. Let's get our cavalry in here into flanking position. Our velites there are probably not going to be able to take part in this battle, but I'll have them run to the right position anyway. Okay, our hastati are in position. Okay, so let's have our hastati actually charge up the hill and move our principes and other spears into a flanking position. Is the enemy going to charge down the hill with the hoplites? That's what it seems like. Yeah, let's hit him from the side with our spears. And let's move our cavalry into an even better position to charge down the hill and make them rout quickly. Okay, the peltasts are already routing. Let's charge down the hill with our other cavalry. They are routing as well. Now all that's left is the general. He should rout here. I should get my general out of there. Okay, there we go. Let's continue. Let's finish him up here. Oh, the enemy peltasts are running away in that direction. Alright, so I'll see you at the victory screen. Alright, so we were able to crush that Greek force. But we don't really have enough troops to take out Pyrrhus, especially because he's got pretty good infantry, and he's got elephants too. So we've got to reinforce a little bit before going after him. Yeah, not enough troops to take out Pyrrhus. So, yeah, actually, I think this is a good place to stop the first episode. We've got the Gauls attacking us. We've got Pyrrhus down here threatening us. So this has been a pretty good episode. I think a lot of people have sort of gotten the gist of what Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition is all about. It's improving the historicity of the game, but keeping that vanilla gameplay feel, while providing a robust AOR system, a little bit more realistic textures, but keeping it colorful. It's a little more sepia than I would like, but it's quite a nice mod indeed, and I hope you all enjoy the port. I will see you in the next one later.